Our video regarding the new improved integration between Chintaro and Property Inspection Manager. I'm going to focus mainly on what we can do within the app today and the interplay or exchange of data between the two apps. But what's important to mention at this point is that we have a new integration with Chintaro Cloud, not the older server-based version of Chintaro, that allows the direct exchange of data. So you can set up your inspections within Chintaro, they become scheduled, and then those inspections become available within Property Inspection Manager. On top of the usual information that would get pushed out of Chintaro, you can also, if you add comments in this notes field against the property or against the lease, those comments can be pushed directly into Property Inspection Manager. So it's quite a useful little tool to remind whoever's going out to the property some questions to ask, some maybe things to check up on. Has this maintenance been done? Is there anything else? Or even something that's sort of related to the client, which may be to do with their well-being. So what we can do now from Chintaro is add those comments in Chintaro, they'll get pushed directly into PIM. The other thing that you can do is if you set up your property with the correct room or house type, say for example here we've got this 3-bedroom townhouse, you can set up a 3-bedroom townhouse profile within Property Inspection Manager so that once you set up an inspection and that goes into Property Inspection Manager, it will set up your inspection with the appropriate property profile already intact. So I've scheduled my inspections. There are instructions on the Chintaro Fresh Sales desk that show you how to do all this. I just wanted to show you those fields that can now be customized and used from here into PIM, and now I'm going to move into the Property Inspection Manager component of this demo, and then I'll come back up into Chintaro after we've completed the inspection. Moving on to the Property Inspection Manager component here. So when you are setting up your integration with Chintaro, what you'll need to do is in the PIM app, navigate to Settings, which is on the bottom right-hand corner. In Settings, go into Advanced Integrations and About the app. And what you'll need to do is to enable Chintaro. And so if I enable Chintaro, I'm just going to do it again here. It will prompt you for your Chintaro company code. I'm just going to put mine in here, Chintaro. Okay, and I'm going to activate the Use Chintaro Cloud. Let's just reiterate here, this will only work with the Chintaro Cloud solution at this point. And if I could spell, that would be even better. Chintaro. Okay. So that's now set up my link with Chintaro. If I look at this, I've got the ability here to select whether I import scheduled inspections for 7 days, 14 days, or 28 days. I've just done that as a catch-all because I know we don't have a load of data set up in here. So I'm ready to import my inspections from Chintaro. I'm going to press Settings, top left-hand corner. One of the things that is important here, though, is if I go to PIM Admin, and in PIM Admin, I look down to Smart Property Profiles, what I have added here is a 3-bedroom townhouse. And that 3-bedroom townhouse profile, it's very important you get the correct spelling of the profile that you got embedded within Chintaro in here. But what I've done in here, I've said, right, if a 3-bedroom townhouse comes across, it's going to have a garden, it's going to have an entry, it's going to have 2 passageways, it's going to have 3 bedrooms, and all these other bits and pieces. And I can manage those using the plus and the minus, and I can set up a profile for this 3-bedroom townhouse. If you've got apartments, rooms, all that sort of stuff, again, this is where you would set up your smart property profiles. I'm going to press Done, and I'm ready now to import my data. So to import my data, you'll see in PIM on the navigational toolbar, there is a import function. down here. If I pull down on this now, it will find any scheduled inspections that I've got available to me. It's much faster than it used to be and much more straightforward. It's a straight relationship between Chintaro and Property Inspection Manager. If I click on the Chintaro Cloud API, it then says, hey, you've got this Egyptian walk inspection that's ready to conduct or scheduled to be conducted on the 1st of June. And in here, it also tells me that it's a 3-bedroom townhouse and it gives me other details. So I'm going to click on there and I can choose to import it by pressing the action button in the top right hand corner. Import selected. You do have a import all if you've got multiples in there. Press continue and that should bring your inspection into PIM. So for those of you that have used the upload download through our website before, you'll see that it's a much more streamlined process. Now if I go into here, I've got the inspection ready for me to inspect. It's brought across from Chintaro the address of the property, it's brought across the property profile, it's brought over the owner's details, etc. It has also brought across our tenant's details, including her phone numbers and her email addresses, and that's so that I can get in touch with that person if I want to during the inspection. You'll also see in here that this is where the property info is, and it's brought across some notes. Could be about anything, but in this case it could be about arrears, it could be things to check like previous maintenance, and also remember to ask Susanna about her love of Egypt. Thank you ever so much, Chintaro people, for your love of music. Our dummy data or our sample data always makes me smile. Okay, so I've got my notes that have been sent from Chintaro. I've got all the information on the inspection sent from Chintaro. I'm going to open it up now, and you'll see in here that I've got my front gardens, I've got my 2 passageways, I've got my 3 bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, and the ensuite that's been brought across from that property profile of a 3-bedroom townhouse. I've also got my maintenance required, suggested improvements, our summary and tenant summary. And it's important to bring those across because we can now push back notes directly into Chintaro to those fields. So I'll show you how that works, but I'm just going to go into here and do my inspection. Quick review, if you go to a property for the first time, you'll obviously want to make sure that you have got the right rooms. If there are any additional ones, you can add them. If there are rooms that you don't need, say for example, I don't need a second passageway, I can press edit in the top right hand corner, then press on the ones that I don't want, I can delete them. I can move rooms up and down by pressing edit, and then you'll see these little grey bars on the side. If I put my thumb on there or my fingers on there, I can move them up and down. So I can add an extra room by pressing the plus sign. I can go into the list of rooms available. I'm going to add an additional toilet. Press done. That will appear at the bottom of my list, and I can move it up. So the first time you go out to the property, make sure that you tweak it if it needs tweaking, and that way you can make sure you've got the right rooms for that property in the right order. Press done. I'm ready to inspect. Going into here now, I'm going into my front gardens, and in my front gardens I've got my quick check labels. As you know, you can choose to use these for a routine. You would use them for a property condition report. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. We can have them removed from your template if you don't need them. But these do get picked up and they get pushed back up into Chintaro. So I'm just going to click a few things there. I can add my notes. I realise that I have a shorthand word and phrase that is brought up by the word fence. I've keyed in fence. I'm just going to put in tap on the space bar. It appears above. I can touch it, drop it in. If I want to, I can also use these little circles with crosses to bring up my shorthand words and phrases. I can filter them on the relevant area, and then I can choose from the list of phrases that are relevant for a garden and drop them in. And of course, the other thing that I can do is if I've got an internet connection, I can press the microphone on my keypad, pad even, and I can capture voice to text, even with this dodgy Pommy accent. So obviously I'm doing this for the Chintaro and PIM integration, but just a quick review. You can always add notes by keying in, using shorthand words and phrases that are accessible using either the circles and crosses or by the abbreviation, keying it in, pressing the spacebar, or you can use Siri for voice to text. You can create an additional report. from this inspection, which just consolidates your additional notes. So if you want to put anything additional in here, I've just noticed that there is an Alsatian next door. I don't think our tenant will be very happy about this. So let me check about any possible assistance we might give. Now, I'm putting this in here because this additional notes area, when you get to the end of your inspection, can be used to consolidate all of the additional notes into a list that doesn't go to anybody else other than yourself. So it's for your eyes only. So anyhow, I've caught my notes or captured my notes. I've captured my additional notes. I'm going to take some photos. So to take a photo, I go to the little camera in here, and I'm going to access my camera. Now you'll see in here we've got a relatively new camera as well as having this new integration. So you'll see on the right hand side I've got photo and multi. Photo allows me to take one picture at a time and then add notes and various other actions. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to press click. Okay. So in here now what I can do is I can add some notes to that photo. The fence will need replacing. And that line will go with this photograph and I'll go above it in the report. The other thing that I can do is in the latest version of PIM, I can press the edit button. And the edit button brings up a suite of tools to annotate my photograph. So in here you'll see where the arrow is, it gives me some tools. And I can choose to use any of those tools to mark up my photo. I've also got a bar here that allows me to change the size of the line. I'll put that in as 10. And I've got one here that allows me to choose the color for the markup. So I'm just going to press arrow and I'm going to point the arrow to here. I can also use the text and I can drop in a text box and put in broken fence. Not convinced, broken fence. Thank you very much. And I can move that around and I can add it to the picture, and I can also add with my pen, I'm just going to change the color of my pen to orange, some additional elements. Okay, done. So I can mark up my photo in the app now, and I can also, by pressing include in maintenance, send that picture independently to the report back to Chintaro. So if I want to associate this photo with a maintenance task or something that needs to be followed up, I press include in maintenance and then I can press use photo. So what I'm saying is you've got your ability to use the camera in PIM to take a single shot photo, to mark it up, and to also include it in maintenance, which means it will go back into Chintaro. I also have the ability here to use my multi-shot camera, and my multi-shot camera allows me to take pictures quickly in succession. So here I can take several photos quickly. So if I'm in a property doing an ingoing report or an entry or an exit, I can take multiple pictures one after the other without having to take a picture, use picture. There's lots of other videos within our suite of how to use the camera. That's just a quick flavour for you. The main thing from here is if you're going to send an individual photo back into Chintaro, press maintenance and it will get pushed back up against the inspection. Okay, I won't go through every single room. I'm just going to go down to the end here. I'm going to pick up on a couple of things. Maintenance required. I'm just going to put the fence in here. Spacebar, fence needs repair, replacing. I'm going to put some suggested improvements in here as well. I think we should look to add a rail along the entry staircase to help Susanna navigate the steps. And I'm also going to put in here our summary. I'm going to cheat a bit here, press A-OK, press the spacebar, a lovely inspection, no problems to report. I've also got a tenant summary. So if I go into the tenant summary, any notes from the tenant summary will also get pushed back up into Chintaro. So I'm just going to go into here. Susanna is looking exceptionally well. Her collection of guitars is increasing by the minute, which we may have to be careful of because she'll be looking for a larger house shortly. Okay, so I've gone through my inspection. I go back to my home page. I've now got my action button in the top right hand corner, which when I press submit inspection, it will combine the comments and the photos, and it will then allow me to look at it on my device, and it will also send it back into Chintaro. So I'll view it later. That's been successfully sent back to inspections. So I'm going to leave this part of the video for now. I'm going to go back up into Chintaro. I've submitted my inspection and I've come back into Chintaro and I've gone to the inspection details to review, and then I can close off the inspection. You'll see in here that the information from the inspection has been broken down, so room by room. It will bring across the quick check labels, clean, working. I also have a maintenance flag in there if I clicked it. The fencing needs repair, replacing. I've got my notes in here. I've also, as you can see, I've got in our summary, the summary notes, the maintenance required notes are in there as well, and suggested improvements have been included, as well as the tenant summary. The images from the inspection that are flagged to be included in maintenance also appear. So I've just got the one that I flagged maintenance in this inspection, but I can review this photo, I can see where the issues are, which is great. And then the great new thing is that any inspection report that's completed will get pushed back up into Chintaro, and then it's available for me to open up, as I've just double clicked on there, and review the report as well. So fingers crossed in 2 ticks, there we go. There's my inspection report. There's the complete report that's now been pushed back into Chintaro for my review, approval, and close off, and for storage for subsequent inspections. You'll see there I've got the complete report. So in summary, the integration between Chintaro Cloud and Property Inspection Manager is now a lot more simple, and it works incredibly well. So there are a few functions that you can make more from. This is to give you a flavour of what's going on. We will develop these videos so that you can get the most out of it. But if you are running Chintaro Cloud and you need an inspection tool that integrates well, I would definitely give us a ring or have a chat with the team at Chintaro and either get a trial going or come and have a conversation with us. You can always email us at support@propertyinspectionmanager.com,